What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters, and welcome to No Life to Metal. Once again, it is time for a rock metal update. A rock and metal update. I've been doing that growl rock and metal update thing for a decade now, and it's still. It's just so goofy and silly. I don't know why I keep doing it, but I don't know. Other people like it, and I just think it's funny. So, yeah. Now this is going to be a 7-inch rock and metal update, but it's going to kind of be a little unusual. Not going to be a whole lot of metal going on here. It's going to be all Deep Purple and related. So we've got Deep Purple, and I've got some stuff from Whitesnake and Gillan, and some solo stuff all mixed in here, and it's all 7-inch vinyl this time around. All 7-inch, and I've been collecting these. This is a pretty hefty stack. And this is stuff I've been getting. I'm going to say this is like 6 months old. I just had this stack of stuff I keep putting in like this box. I'm like, okay, this stuff I haven't shown in videos yet. And when I get another album by the same band, I just kind of shuffle and look. Oh yeah, here's Deep Purple. Oh yeah, he's Deep Purple. And I ended up getting this stack of this big, and I was like, yeesh, maybe I should just do a Deep Purple special. That's what we're going to do. All right, first of all, this is a collectibles jukebox single for Deep Purple's Hush. Backed, oddly enough, with the Yardbirds, For Your Love. So you get Hush and For Your Love. So kind of a fun and unique single from Deep Purple. It's got the little, it looks like a homemade slip for the jukebox, and it's in really good condition. But I don't think there was really an A or B side on here. Let me see, I could be wrong on that. We're going to check here. Actually, there was. So Hush is the B side, and the Yardbirds is the A side. Regardless, it's going in my Deep Purple collection. I do have some Yardbird singles too, but this one's going in my Deep Purple collection because I'm just a huge Deep Purple fan. Kind of a cool little collectible. So that song would have been, what, 1968, 69 or something like that? You know, let me show this too. I just have to have it sitting here, and it's not a record, and it doesn't really belong in this video, but my granddaughter painted this for me. I've got a huge banner of Rainbow Rising on my ceiling, and she painted this for me. She's just going to be turning 8, I believe. So she painted this when she was 7 years old. But yeah, this is a Rainbow Rising, and she painted this for me with watercolors, and what a fabulous job she did. I love it. I'm actually going to get this framed and hang it in my office because, I mean, yeah. First of all, you know, it's my granddaughter. Second of all, she did a great job. And third of all, I love that album. So, you know, it's a trifecta of perfection. Okay, so this is a kind of a 7-inch EP called New, Live, and Rare. And it features Black Knight Live, Painted Horse, and When a Blind Man Cries on the Purple label. So it's Deep Purple's own label. This is obviously a European pressing. And it is, I believe it plays at 33 RPM if I'm not mistaken. I haven't played this one in a while, and I've had this one for probably 6 months and just haven't shown it yet. So people often ask me, do you just collect 7-inch singles or do you listen to them? I listen to them all at least once. And a lot of times I'll go and you know, if I got time, and you have to have time to listen to 7-inch singles because you have to put them on, take them off, put them on, take them off. There are days when I'll like be in here cleaning and I'll do 7-inch singles and I'll put one on and take it off, put another one on. So yeah, I have heard it, but it was just a long time ago. But regardless, Deep Purple, New, Live, and Rare. Anything Deep Purple is welcome in my collection, obviously. So I picked up I'm still looking for a clean, very clean version of this. This is a cleaner version than the one I had, but this is Black Knight with Living Wreck. This is from the Netherlands from 1970. These things are always tore up. I don't know why. I don't know if they were taken to parties, but on the Harvest label, and just impossible to find a purely clean version. This one's not bad. It's pretty clean, actually. It's a little ruffled at the top, but nothing I would complain about. But it does have someone's initials written right there next to Black Knight. I don't know how well that's going to show. And as you can see, it's got a little bit of ring wear as well. Still, for an original pressing from the Netherlands from 1970, excuse me, not a bad one. Okay, this is Black Knight and Speed King. This is a Belgian pressing from 1970, again on the Harvest label, and this one looks like it has a little bit of ring wear. It doesn't. The ring wear is on this record sleeve, so I need to replace the sleeve. It's the sleeve it came in, but yeah, more classic, you know, early 70s heavy metal hard rock from Deep Purple. People always criticize me when I call Deep Purple heavy metal because they're not. I don't know. Back in the 70s, we sure called them heavy metal. Back in the mid 70s, I bought My discovery of Deep Purple, basically when I was a kid, literally, was a 1974 release called Heavy Metal, released on the Warner Brothers label, and Deep Purple, one of the bands on there, I believe it was Smoke in the Water, and that's how I became a fan of several bands. It was that compilation. Black Sabbath was another one on there that I, found. Jimi Hendrix was another one on there. Anyhow, so, and then I have the mid 90s pressing, maybe even in the early 90s pressing of Deep Purple's Machine Head from Warner Brothers. And then the right from Warner Brothers, they said, this is considered to be one of the first heavy metal records. So, argue with Warner Brothers. All right, another EP. This has got 4 songs: Fireball, Space Truck, and Black Knight and Strange Kind of Woman on the Quartet label. I don't remember what country this is from. I think it's, I'm pretty sure it's a Spain pressing, but I'm not 100% positive. If someone else knows, you can let me know. I could obviously look it up. I just didn't before doing this video. But yeah, cool little EP. Again, highlighting some of the classic tracks from Deep Purple in the 70s. This is a U.S. pressing of "Don't Take Your Life," backed with Corneria's redig, and this is on the Warner Brothers label. And it looks like it's got also the Purple label on it, so it's probably licensed from the Purple label and Warner Brothers Records in the United States. In the original Warner reprise sleeve. This one as well, Might Just Take Your Life. Actually, I guess that's the same one. Oh yeah, see, like I told you, I picked these things up and I just put them in there. I just grabbed this thing off and didn't even look. These are both the same. I have 2 of the same ones, so I'm going to take one of these out of here. And the sleeves are slightly different, but that's about it. And that's not unusual. They basically print these sleeves up in mass, and then they just press up the records later and throw them in there. So you can have one pressing have multiple slightly different color sleeves. So yeah. So one of these is going to be going to a friend of mine. So, all right. This is Might Just Take Your Life with Cornelius redig. I always have a hard time with this name. Always have. Coronaria's redig. Picture sleeve pressing, or I guess it's not really picture, but you get the idea. Again, just a classic, and this is a European pressing as well. I don't remember what the country is on this one, but I'm thinking it's, I just don't know. I don't see anything on there, and I'm not going to guess because I'll just be wrong. But yeah, this is a cool, very cool one. I love the front cover of there with David Coverdale, Stormbringer, and Love Don't Mean a Thing. Kind of a trippy 70s looking cover. Love that cover art. Again, on the Purple label. Just a great single. These singles don't pop up a lot in the United States, so when I find them, I snag them right away. None of these were real expensive. This is that 80s pressing called Back to Back Hits, and these were basically made for jukeboxes in the 80s. But this is Smoke on the Water jukebox single, and it's got 2 different versions of the same song. So it's got the edited, well, maybe it's got the same version. Let me see. Yeah, it's got 2 different edited versions of Smoke on the Water for jukeboxes that came out in the 80s. So it's got obviously the 80s Warner Brothers label and the 80s Warner Brothers sleeve. But again, anything Deep Purple I'm looking for. So now we're getting into some Deep Purple from the 80s. This is Knocking at Your Back Door with Perfect Strangers. This, I believe, is a UK pressing with the picture sleeve. One I've never seen or owned before. Richie Blackmore, where is he? Right there. But yeah, this is a great picture of the band. Ian Gillan had cut off all his hair at that point, so he had that really long hair right before he rejoined Deep Purple when he was singing with Black Sabbath. And rumor was that people were saying he looked like Bruce Dickinson, so he cut his hair. I don't know if that's true or not. It was just a rumor. But anyhow, Deep Purple, classic track, Knocking at Your Back Door from Perfect Strangers, and Perfect Strangers title track on the B-side. Okay, and this moves on to Love Conquers All. Again, 80s Deep Purple, but I thought 80s Deep Purple was, I think that was, when Deep Purple came back in the 80s, I thought it was one of the greatest comeback. Perfect Strangers was one of the best comeback records of all time. It was just so good. But in any case, this, another great song, Love Conquers All, backed with Truth Hurts. And this is this looks like another UK pressing. So, UK pressing. Deep Purple, King of Dreams, backed with Fire in the Beginning. This one looks to be I'm going to say this is a UK pressing as well. All these seem to be UK pressings. I literally picked up this pile out of the thing and just brought it here. I did no research. So I am basically just going off memory here, and just if you were hanging in my office with me and or in my music room with me and we were just going through records, that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm just sharing with you guys. If like you were sitting here next to me and we were like, well, hey, check out these new Deep Purple singles I picked up. All right, next up, getting out of Deep Purple, getting into the and related. So this is Gillan, early Gillan band. This is Vengeance on the Acrobat label, backed with a with Smoke on the Water. They were obviously pushing him. This is during the new wave of British heavy metal, 1980 or so, and Gillan was moving away from the Ian Gillan band, which was more of a jazz, I don't know, jazz influence, jazz fusion kind of rock band, to back into the more heavier sounds. And Gillan, became a band. It wasn't just Ian Gillan. It became a band, and they kind of had this more heavy metal vibe, early 80s heavy metal vibe. And matter of fact, several musicians ended up in other big bands, including Iron Maiden, over the years. Okay, this is Gillan. This is Higher and Higher, backed with Spanish guitar. This is a Flexi. I don't know much about this one. I stumbled across it, but it's got the classic Gillan logo on it. Flexis are usually in crappy shape if you can find them, especially ones that are this old. But this one's actually pretty well. I did play it once. I probably will never play it again. Flexis are not the greatest thing in the world, other than being a collector's thing. So that is that. I actually have a couple different versions of this one, but this one was like so mint, I had to grab it. Picked this one up in a record store when I was out of town. It was in like just a pile of other records that was, and they were cheap. And my wife asked the guy up front, he's like, how much are the singles? She goes, they're about $1 a piece. And so I was like, right on. So I think I picked this one for $1. But this, if I'm not mistaken, this has got the die cut hand on it that opens up into a gatefold. And the record slides out from in here. And it actually has a sleeve in there. If I can get it out without tearing it up. You can see it's on the Virgin label, which most of the Gillan albums were. But it's Long Gone and Fiji are the two tracks on here from the Magic album. And I think that's a fantastic album. And I think it was really the last official Gillan band album, where you had all the original, well, most of the original members in the band, including bassist John McCoy, who I believe was in the band the entire time, was one of the songwriters in the band. He went on to be in a band called Mammoth himself. Alright, this is an Ian Gillan solo album. This is after Gillan band, so it's years later, but this is No Good Luck, backed with, on the B-side here. No Good Luck, backed with Love Gun. Yeah, No Good Luck, backed with Love Gun. And no, it's not a cover of the Kiss song, although that would have been cool. There's the you can see the cover of the original Gillan album. This came from Ian Gillan album. Nice picture of Ian with his hair long again and looking like a badass rock star. All right, now we're getting into Rainbow. So out of the Gillan into the Ritchie Blackmore. This is a UK Polydor pressing of LA Connection, backed with Lady of the Lake from the Dio era. Anything Dio is welcome in my collection, but it doesn't matter if it's Dio or Rainbow or any Rainbow, I'll put it in my collection. But man, I love the first three studio albums from Rainbow with Dio on vocals. They were just so unique. They really were like the blueprint for what became European power metal, in my opinion. But regardless, this is a cool one. I've got several picture singles. This is the first one I found in a Polydor sleeve from Europe. So yeah, interesting collectible. This is another Dio era. This is Long Live Rock and Roll, backed with Sensitive to the Light, which would have been the last record for Dio. But again, love that era of the band. Nice little picture sleeve. And I believe this was a UK pressing as well. Yep, made in England. Japanese pressing of Stone Cold, much more commercial sounding Rainbow. Great song, was a hit for the band. Might have even been written, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Russ Ballard had something to do with writing that track. Let me check real quick. Let's see here. Stone Cold. I do not see the writer's name anywhere on here. I would have, maybe I'm wrong, but it's backed with Rock Fever. And most of the stuff in here is in Japanese, so I can't read it because I cannot read Japanese. Would be cool to be able to do that, but Stone Cold. No, it's actually written by Blackmore, Glover, and Turner. So Julian Turner is the vocalist. But yeah, basically two of the members of Deep Purple wrote that track together. So I don't know why I was thinking that one was written by an outside writer, but it was not. All right. Anyhow, Japanese pressings. I love Japanese pressings. I'm always looking for them. So they're just so unique. I need to replace the sleeve on that one too. Okay, this is Rainbow vocalist Graham Bonnet, who went on to be obviously with several other bands. I sang with Impolitary, sang, let's see, who else did he sing with? Graham Bonnet sang with, gosh, he sang with a ton of different bands. Alcatraz, another one. This is one of his solo albums. This is Night Games. This is a UK pressing, it looks like. Yep, UK pressing from 1991 of Night Games, backed with, you can tell I was prepared for this one because I don't even know what these are backed with. Usually I put these in white sleeves in the back, and usually I put the B-side out so I can read what the B-side is, because they never put the B-side tracks on the front cover. But I didn't. I just decided to do this video at the last minute for some reason and didn't even bother to check anything. Out on the Water. So there you go. Graham Bonnet. And then this will be, I think this is the last batch, and this is all Whitesnake, but I actually have a couple different versions of this one, but this one was kind of unique. This is a Fool for Your Lovin', and it says backed with, and I just said they don't put the B-sides, but this one actually has the B-side on it, backed with black and blue. But this is actually a white label promo version of it. So it's got Fool for Your Lovin' on both sides, so it's got the stereo and the mono mix of the track on both sides. So I have an original pressing of this, which has the both songs on it, but this one's just a little different in that it's a white label promo pressing on the Mirage label. Love Ain't No Stranger, backed with Slow and Easy, came with a patch. I have several 7-inch singles with patches on them, and I don't take them out. OCD, whatever you want to call it. My puppy's barking in the background, so sorry about that. But yeah, Love Ain't No Stranger, classic song. This is the American mix. There are two different mixes of that particular album, and I personally like the European mix better. It was a little heavier, but there's the back. You can kind of see that there's a picture in the back, and there we go. What is it? A picture of a snake laying on a lady's leg or something like that. Yeah. Produced by Martin Birch, mixed by Keith Olsen. The American mix, 1984. But this is actually a European single, so they released the American mix as a single in Europe. Okay, next up is another Whitesnake album, or Whitesnake single. And this is Bloody Luxury, backed with Bloody Luxury, backed with Here I Go Again. And this would be the original version of Here I Go Again, not the version that got recorded on the 1987 album. I believe this one came out in, I haven't even showed it to you yet. It's a Japanese, first of all, it's a Japanese pressing. But as you can see, it's not the glammier version of that came out in the 80s of that album. This one came out in 1982. So 1982 this single is from. I believe that's what it says. Itty bitty little type. Let me see here. 82, is that correct? 1980, it says 1982 on it. So, yeah. There you go. Whitesnake, Bloody Luxury, and Here I Go Again, 1982. And then we got two more. Love Ain't No Stranger, backed with... Sorry, messy video, but it is what it is. Love Ain't No Stranger. Okay, this is a promo copy, I remember now. Yeah, so this has got the... so I actually have this album, this single with this picture sleeve, but this is the promo pressing of it. They didn't do, I don't think Geffen ever did white label promos, but it is the promo pressing with the same song on both sides. And as I recall, I think they are both stereo, because it was the mid-80s. What Living a Stranger would have been 87, and they weren't doing the mono thing anymore, so it's just the stereo pressing on both sides. And then finally, a wretched song. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the sappy ballads that came out in the 80s, but this is 7-inch limited edition double poster bag pressing of Is This Love? There it is. There's David Coverdale looking all sexy for, I don't know, girls, I guess. But it's got the, here's the actual sleeve, the vinyl. It's got a little insert to buy Whitesnake, and then it's got the poster bag, they call it poster bag version. And again, it's just that same photo of David Coverdale, and then on the other side it's got another picture of David Coverdale, so not the full band. Yeah, that's something you would have never saw hanging on my walls in the 80s. I liked Whitesnake, especially the late 70s and early 80s stuff, but that kind of female sex appeal stuff, it didn't appeal to a teenage me who was just basically a horny young guy, like most guys are, I guess. But anyhow, just another cool collectible for the Whitesnake collection. Not my favorite era of Whitesnake. Like I said, I prefer the more organic to the more glossy version of the band, but I don't dislike it either. So, and then finally we've got one more from that same album. This is Give Me All Your Love, backed with Fool for Your Lovin', and it's a white, record, Whitesnake. Get it? It's got the printed insert in it, which on this side I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but it is a UK pressing. It actually has a made in England sticker on it, but it's got I don't know, the glare is pretty bad, but it's actually got a snake skin print on it. And then the back looks like so. So there you go. That's my Deep Purple and related 7-inch update. I could eventually do a Deep Purple, all 7-inch video. It would be a long one because I have a lot. But I had some people request different. Can we see this collection and that collection? If anybody's interested in seeing the full Deep Purple collection on 7-inch, I would definitely do that. Let me know below. Do leave a message below. I always appreciate it, and always leave a thumbs up. It always helps the algorithm so more people get to see the video. And that's it. Appreciate y'all watching as always. God bless. Stay strong.